The great thing about youth sports, they give young people an opportunity to participate in something that is going to broaden them as people.
I think it's very amazing that Garza Law Firm has made a commitment to help the youth kids with playing different sports.
Guys like Marcos Garza that put their time into being able to help these kids live out a dream. It's made me who I am today.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
The great thing about youth sports, they give young people an opportunity to participate in something that is going to broaden them as people.
I think it's very amazing that Garza Law Firm has made a commitment to help the youth kids with playing different sports.
Guys like Marcos Garza that put their time into being able to help these kids live out a dream. It's made me who I am today.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Atlanta Motor Speedway, located about 20 miles south of downtown Atlanta in Hampton, Georgia, has come a very long way from its first race, held in 1960 and won by NASCAR legend Fireball Roberts, who also took pole at 133 miles per hour. Spectators from that day who watched from one small grandstand or on blankets spread out on an adjacent dirt bank. We're struggling here today, folks. Wouldn't begin to recognize the facility today, even down to the name. Dubbed Atlanta International Raceway when it opened, the track struggled financially through the 60s and 70s before finding a degree of stability in the 1980s. Future Georgia Governor and U.S. President Jimmy Carter briefly worked as ticket seller on race weekends in the 1960s. Real change came following Bruton Smith's purchase of the facility in 1990, with the culmination of the transformation of Atlanta International Speedway occurring in 1997, with extensive reconfiguration that switched front and back straightaways and added a new double dogleg in the new front straightaway. In the 7 intervening years, new grandstands sprouted almost every year in a 9-story tower, Terra Place that houses the track offices and a number of luxury condominiums. Atlanta has been a staple on the NASCAR calendar for decades, and tonight it's the Numb Thumbs Racing League ARCA Championship that's coming up next on HBR TV. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome once again to virtual Atlanta Motor Speedway. This is the old layout, not the new Super Speedway layout. This is the one that shreds those Goodyear Racing Eagles, or in this case, General tires for these ARCA cars. Tonight we got 130 laps. Stage breaks at lap 30 and 65. Outside temperature 87 degrees, 52% humidity with partly cloudy skies, and a breezy 10 miles an hour. Track temperature 130 degrees, so again, added to the abrasive racing surface, you got the added track temperature. It's going to be a hot one here tonight in Atlanta. Qualifying already underway, 3 or so minutes into it here. 10-minute session. Let's go on trackside, see where everybody's stacking up so far. Looks like Vince Short just finished his laps, or did he? Did not check in an official time. Looks like he just rolled out of pit lane here for a brief moment. Now he is back in the pits. Did not take a time. Let's see here. Mark Collins officially the fastest qualifier right now at a 31.93. Again, no harm, no foul here. 4 minutes into this 10-minute session. Vincent Short taking an opportunity to reset. As Jason Kraft goes P1 at a lap time of 31.83 seconds. Practice results early on in the evening. Vincent Short was quickest at a 31.695. That would put him on pole, at least for now. Let's see if he can back that time up. Didn't take a ton of laps in the practice session. Current top 9, Kraft, Collins, Gray, Bowden, Hoytsma, Anderson, Bennett, Harris, and Stocks. Derek Welch, we've also not seen take a time as of yet. Points battle tonight really going to come down between Short and Welch. First lap for Vince Short, 32.077. That's sixth quick on the board. See if he can back up practice times and put that thing on the front row. He's out of the throttle in through turns 3 and 4. $32.072. Picked it up slightly, but still sixth quick for Vincent Short. Getting a word from Derek Welch. He actually cannot qualify. I guess he's got a penalty he needs to serve tonight. Not going to be a terribly difficult one to overcome here with a somewhat short field here tonight. Looks like maybe 13 cars. So excluding Derek Welch, we've got two drivers really, that haven't taken a time in qualifying. It's Juan Jimenez and Tom Barish. They may opt to not take a time. We shall see. We'll get to our starting grid here in about a little over 3.5 minutes. So in the meantime, let's take a look at the point standings coming into Atlanta Motor Speedway. This is the season finale, the championship race, if you will. Last week's race winner, it was indeed the one of Derek Welch. Most laps led was Joe Robert. He was also the pole sitter, led 61 laps. Biggest mover of the race, it is Joe Bennett. Fastest lap of the race was Joe Robert, a 19.856. Joe unable to race here with us tonight. But looking at the points, Vincent Short does come in with the lead, 4 points ahead of Joe Robert. Again, Joe's not here tonight. He's going to drop through that field. Derek Welch, 9 points in the rears. Vince just really needs to make sure he finishes ahead of Derek Welch, and he should be okay. In fact, he could probably lose some spots, to be honest. But we'll have to see how things play out throughout the course of the race. Just a clean race for Vincent Short ought to do it. But again, Derek Welch is going to be pushing hard to get through that field and get that checkered flag. We'll see how things go tonight. We're going to take another quick break. We'll be back after this.
The great thing about youth sports, they give young people an opportunity to participate in something that is going to broaden them as people.
I think it's very amazing that Garza Law Firm has made a commitment to help the youth kids with playing different sports.
Guys like Marcos Garza that put their time into being able to help these kids live out a dream. It's made me who I am today.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Atlanta Motor Speedway, the 2008 edition. Taking a look at our starting grid for tonight's Numb Thumbs Racing League ARCA Series Championship. While we were away, we didn't expect Juan Jimenez to take some time, but he certainly did and put it on pole position with a time of 31.743 seconds. To his outsides, the 23 of Jason Kraft. Row number 2, it's the 45 of Mark Collins, flanked by the 110 of Richard Gray. Row number 3, it's James Bowden in the number 53 with Dave Hoitzman with CTC Racing starting 6th. Vincent Short, championship leader coming into tonight. He starts from the 7th position. Starting 8th, Albert Anderson in the 02 with Limitless Motorsports. 9th position, it is, familiar name, Double Out Joe Bennett. EV Racing, he'll be starting from the 9th spot. James Harris starts 10th with Ken Stocks out of Virginia. The number 28 starts in the 11th position. 12th starting position, again, went to Derek Welch, was unable to take a qualifying time tonight due to a previous penalty. Tom Barish rolls off 13th, and again, Joe Robert classified, but will not make the green flag tonight. It's your starting grid from Atlanta Motor Speedway. Field getting ready to roll off for its one and only pace lap before we get underway here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Somewhat small field tonight, that's okay. Sometimes you got to shuffle out some of the other drivers that aren't really in contention, kind of lay it with the guys that are going to really fight for this championship. Smaller field usually means a little bit better behavior. I know you got a big pack of cars bumping and banging throughout the race. You can tend to have a little bit more yellow flag activity, so to speak. Pace car begins to roll here. Ironically, iRacing has just recently updated these cars. They don't look terribly different. They have changed some profiles to the nose of the race car. They do line up a little bit better. I've heard some drivers talk that they feel that they have a little bit more downforce than they previously had. See if it really comes into play tonight. Some guys kind of thrive on being able to drive a really slippery race car. This one with a little bit more grip may change things, may even up the playing field for everybody. We shall see. See, we got a few watching in both YouTube and Facebook streams. Let's see, Tom McClanahan, June George, Jamie Nankervis, our buddy Neville, down under. Neville Ope watching. Thanks for checking it out, guys. Appreciate it. Interestingly enough, the 22 of Juan Jimenez, his paint is not loading for one reason or another. Seems to be a relatively basic paint. It's kind of what the iRacing AI starts with, but the green flag waves. We are underway here from Atlanta Motor Speedway. First lap in the books. Juan Jimenez leads it from green to the start-finish line and starts to stretch out already an advantage over the 23 of Jason Kraft. It's a little over half a second back to the number 23 machine. Third place, Mark Collins. Vince Short up 3 spots already, looking for his 4th position. That'll put him in P3 if he can get it. Mark Collins, the 45, up topside. It's one thing that you got to keep close eye on. Again, this track, the old scan, the old surface, very aggressive, very abrasive on the racing tire. I'll have to see if these guys are pushing too early, too hard, too soon. And 4 sets of tires available to them over the pit wall, so that's going to be broken up across that 130 lap span. Again, stages coming out lap 30 and 65, so that'll certainly break things up a little bit, get these guys a better understanding of how long those tires are supposed to last. You kind of got to hope that everybody took the opportunity to put the practice in, as we see Jason Kraft a little loose off turn 4 into the dog leg. He keeps it and gathers it back up, but he's going to lose a couple of spots. He slips at least to 5th, still trying to gather things up through 1 and 2. It's back to the 7th position, now maybe 8th. Good job by Jason Kraft hanging on to it. Little off-road excursion for the number 23. Meanwhile, Juan Jimenez is still well out in front of this one. Derek Welch looking to pick up a position. Derek in the number 1 Numb Thumbs Gaming entry. Got Nikki Short in the YouTube chat cheering on the 015 of Vincent Short. What's going on, Nikki? Thanks for joining us. Again, guys, everybody in the chats, whether it's Facebook or YouTube, I keep my eyes on both the best that I can. Feel free to interact. Chime in. Who you cheering for? Where are you watching from? What do you want to see more of? Am I missing something? Is my mic muted? You know, any of those things that I tend to screw up on occasion. More than welcome. Love to see your comments. Just keep them PG, please. See, Derek Welch has got into the 7th position. He's already picked up a couple. In fact, he's 5 positions to the good here in just 6 laps. Meanwhile, Vincent Short has jumped into the 2nd position, closing in on Juan Jimenez. It's a gap of just under 0.8 of a second. Last lap around, Jimenez 32.53, Short a 32.30, just about 2.5 tenths quicker. Again, we just talked about it a moment ago. You just got to wonder, are they pushing too hard too soon? Again, the first stage, it's going to be somewhat irrelevant. I would imagine everyone's going to take tires when they get that first opportunity, at least in that first and second stages, but then it becomes kind of a game after that. What do? Do you stay on 2 tires, 4 tires? Do you take none under the green flag stop that we could have? Again, a smaller field here tonight. Don't expect to see too many cautions. This one may tick off in a hurry. Under Nikki Short says, that's my Gramps, go 15. This is from Raylan. Raylan is actually on the rear deck lid of Vincent Short's race car. That's also cool to see. Thanks for watching, Raylan. Derek Welch kind of hanging there in that 7th position still. Again, a bit of a learning period, maybe just kind of feeling the car out at this point. I know these guys did have a practice early on, but nonetheless, race conditions in traffic, see what the car is going to give you. No sense in pushing the issue too early. He's sitting there at the back of that 2nd pack. The top 3, I wouldn't really even call them a pack, but field's starting to spread out just a bit. Taking a peek at our weather once again. Humidity's down a bit. Air temperature's up a little. Track temperature 131 degrees and only partly cloudy skies, so there's a chance that track temperature could go up. If it does, caution on the speedway. That's not a stage.
Like somebody was keying up on your radio just a few minutes ago. 10-4.
Not sure what brings us under the yellow flag at this stage of the race. We got a slow car moving down the backstretch. I'm trying to find it. Maybe James Bowden. I don't have any information indicating a crash at all, other than the yellow flag. Oh, here we go. Richard Gray in trouble. 110 Good Wrench Service Plus machine. Well, let's see if we can get anything off of this. Oh, hard contact, outside wall, got in the right rear. Richard Gray, big trouble off turn number 2. Let's get another look at that from the aerial coverage. Gray comes up a bit, the 53 comes down a bit, and of course they meet in the middle. 53 of James Bowden gets hard impact to the inside wall, but it looks like Gray gets the worst of this, obviously flipping that machine upside down multiple times off turn number 2 down the backstretch. There you have it. That's our first caution of the day. So I guess the question is, does anybody take the opportunity to pit early here? We're only 10, 11 laps in, at least under the green flag. Tires so very important here, but it is still pretty early. So field stays on the racetrack, kind of what we expected. With that, we're going to step aside here for a short break, go side by side in case anything crazy happens under the caution. Stay with us, everybody. Welcome back to Atlanta Motor Speedway. Pace car lights off. It peels off, hits pit lane hard. Going back to the green flag here. It'll be lap 14 as we get back underway. Everybody scramble, spinning tires. We got a car in the wall, and I think it's Vincent Short and others. Trouble on the restart. We don't get a yellow flag just yet, but we've got chaos on this restart. How we don't get a caution out of that one, I will never know. We had 4 or 5 cars involved in that at the start. That's going to spread things out pretty considerably. Juan Jimenez way out in front, 2.1 seconds out ahead of second place Dave Hoytsma. Vincent Short going to roll down pit lane with severe damage. This is going to be a tough one here. Certainly going to affect the points. He's going to lose a lap, maybe two on this. Fast repair used. He's just going to hit that and go. Not going to bother with tires. We got a stage coming up here in about 14 laps. Big trouble for the point leader coming into this restart. First restart of the night. Multiple drivers spinning the tires as we came to green. Let's take another look at it. Jimenez fires off. Actually, Jimenez fired before the restart zone. I'm not sure if they're using those rules tonight or not, but he did go early. And a little bit of tire spin out of the 15 of Vincent Short, and then everybody trying to duck to avoid. Other drivers were spinning tires as well. Tough break. My apologies. I don't know why we're getting the Lone Star Racing graphic up here in this, but it's there nonetheless. Continue on. So now Juan Jimenez out front, 2 seconds ahead of Dave Hoytsma. Third place, Joe Bennett. Jason Kraft is fourth. Albert Anderson is fifth. Championship contenders, Vincent Short runs 12th, a lap down. Derek Welch is 10th on the lead lap. If Vince can stay out ahead of Richard Gray, he may get the lucky dog when we get our break, but he's got some work to do the rest of the night. Another car loose off the corner. That might have been Joe Bennett. Was indeed Joe Bennett. 00 Home Depot machine. That's an old, I think that's the old Tony Stewart livery. I don't think it's the Joey Logano one. 19 laps in, coming up on the stage break here in a little bit. 12 laps or so. Mark Collins to the inside. He's going to jump to the 5th position. Takes that away from Albert Anderson. Anderson tucks right back in behind. So Jimenez is out in front still. Hefty advantage, but it's shrinking. Jason Kraft closing in considerably here. It was 2 full seconds. Now it is under a second, just about 3/4. Might have a pass for the lead here in just a moment. In fact, there it is. Goes to the inside. Jason Kraft into turn number 3, side by side with Jason Kraft and Juan Jimenez. Kraft is going to go to P1. Jimenez is going to slip back to the 2nd spot here, coming to lap 23. Let's go back and take a look at it. Good run off of turn 2, goes to the inside down the back straightaway. Textbook pass by the 23 of Kraft. Meanwhile, Richard Gray has gotten around Vincent Short. This would put Gray in the lucky dog position. Let's go back and take a look. I don't know if Vince had another issue. Checks up considerably into corner entry. Really not sure what the issue there was. I know he was just letting him go, it seems, but now he gets back to the bottom, tries to cross him over, doesn't work. Things going from bad to worse for Vincent Short. Definitely not wanting to see that because it takes him out of that lucky dog position. It puts Gray in it. Remember, Gray was upside down, backwards, and possibly on fire there on that first caution, but a fast repair makes it all better. It's a Kraft running a Nissan body on that ARCA car. Watching the battle for the 5th position between Albert Anderson and Joe Bennett. Going back to the Richard Gray and Vincent Short aspect of things, I'm not sure if Richard had opted to take tires on that stop. It appears it was a 16.35 second stop for Richard Gray. Of course, a fast repair would have been required to get him back in the action, but that additional time compared to Vincent Short, Vincent's lap or pit time was 3.6 seconds. That's all it took to use that fast repair. So in Gray's case, that might be why he was able to burn by Vincent Short, take that spot away handily, and he's actually charging back up through the field. Coming to the end of the stage here in just a moment, though. We are lap 30. Caution does come out. Jason Kraft wins the stage. Juan Jimenez P2, Dave Hoytsma 3rd, Albert Anderson 4th, Mark Collins 5th, and Joe Bennett was 6th, James Bowden 7th, Tom Barish 8th, Derek Welch, and Ken Stocks. So Lucky Dog's going to go to Richard Gray here. Short's going to miss out on this one, but there's another opportunity. This would put him the only car one lap down. So the second stage that comes out, he would likely be the first car one lap down. Then he'll get the Lucky Dog. He's still going to be at the tail, but you got plenty of time left from that point on. Work your way through this field. Again, relatively small field. 13 cars to work around tonight. Watch these first pit stops here, see who opts for tires. I can imagine, expect to see just about everybody do just that. Kraft into the box clean, as is Jimenez. Little off to the right, little off angle, but still gets it done. Everybody taking tires. Crews around to the left sides. The Jack lifting the cars in the air. 4 tires in Sunoco race fuel for all these drivers. Are down and away. Jimenez, though, a good stop. He is out before Kraft. 14.83 seconds for Jimenez. Kraft to 15.18. Hoytsma 14.75. Fastest so far, double out Joe Bennett, a 14.72. So Jimenez is going to take over top honors for now. We're going to step aside, get another break out of the way. We'll be back after this.
The great thing about youth sports, they give young people an opportunity to participate in something that is going to broaden them as people.
I think it's very amazing that Garza Law Firm has made a commitment to help the youth kids with playing different sports.
Guys like Marcos Garza that put their time into being able to help these kids live out a dream. It's made me who I am today.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Atlanta Motor Speedway. Pace car lights are off. We're just wrapping up our first stage of the evening. Jason Kraft won the stage. Juan Jimenez won the race off of pit lane, so he's going to restart this race from P1. Kraft will be to his outside. Then it's Dave Hoytsma, Mark Collins, and Albert Anderson, the top 5. Again, Richard Gray got his lap back through that cycle. Vincent Shore, however, did not. He's still going to be 1 lap down. Again, comes into tonight with the championship lead. Currently, as they run, I don't think he'd be able to win the championship from this running position. Pace car peels off, getting ready to go back to the green flag.
Green flag.
Everybody gets off clean this time. Fresh tires. Again, that first restart we had after the caution, a lot of drivers spinning the tires coming to the green flag. That was 12 laps under the green flag. Those guys had already accumulated enough debris and heat and wear on those tires to spin them coming to green. Again, in this case, everybody on fresh stickers, not a problem. Going back to the Vincent Short story, though, again, a lap down, comes in with the championship lead. Was in a position to get the lucky dog, get the lap back under the stage caution at this point. He did not, as Richard Gray was able to take it back with some fresh tires early on. Just got him on pace alone. In this case, though, Vince being the only car 1 lap down, the next caution that we get, he would be eligible for that lucky dog. Again, friendly reminder to that. Second stage, lap 65. We'll get the caution flag once again, so we're just about 29 laps away. Ken Stocks there running in the number 28 machine, currently listed 12th. Everybody minding their P's and Q's early on since the beginning of stage number 2. Juan Jimenez is still out in front. Dave Hoitzma runs in the second spot, the number 79 machine. Albert Anderson there in P3. He's up a couple of spots since the restart. Jason Kraft, however, he has slipped considerably back to P4, and he's got Mark Collins breathing down his neck. Kraft hanging on to the 4th position over Mark Collins in the 45, just behind. Mark seems awful racy here, trying to take that position away. Last lap, about a 10th quicker than Kraft. Speaking of who's quicker, though, it's Juan Jimenez out in front currently, but second place Dave Hoitzma closing in, 0.6 of a second behind, but he's running about a 10th of a second a lap quicker, so maybe in the next handful of laps, expect to see a battle for the top spot here between Jimenez and Hoitzma. Battle continuing between Mark Collins and Jason Kraft. This would be for the 4th position. Collins makes a look to the inside off turn number 2. Still there. Kraft gives him some space. Collins slides up a little. Maybe some contact, and they're both in the wall. The 45 in it. Double out Joe Bennett gets collected as well. Kraft and Collins, while battling for position, Collins gets hooked in the right rear. Don't know if he slid up the track or what the case was. It did seem that he did slide slightly. Kraft certainly not giving him an inch. Under caution here once again, lap 43 from Atlanta Motor Speedway. Let's take a look at it. Collins goes to the bottom. Not quite the bottom, but he does slide up a bit, comes across the nose of Kraft, and puts really both drivers in the wall. I unfortunately have to give that one to Collins. Joe Bennett comes in. He's collected the 55. A Barish gets into it. Looks like Vincent Short might have gotten through. He does. Drawback for this, though, is this is going to put other cars possibly a lap down, so that puts more competitors for Vincent Short to worry about. Again, Vince just needs to stay the first car one lap down. In fact, actually, no, I stand corrected. This actually benefits Vincent Short. He was not involved in that incident directly, so this is where Vince will get back on the lead lap prior to the end of stage 2. So that's going to work out nicely for the 15. Meanwhile, Hoitzma now out in front. Not sure exactly what happened there. Juan Jimenez listed in the 8th position. He did not pit. I'm gonna go through, see what I can find here. So here's the pass for the lead. Dave Hoytsma gets by Jimenez. We're going to rewind this. I think Jimenez may have had a connection issue. Going to ride on the in-car here. Jimenez is up in front here. We're riding on board with Dave Hoytsma. We'll go full speed. Yeah, see? All of a sudden, there you see it. Juan Jimenez, the car that is technically the leader right now, he just has disappeared. He has gone out of the frame. We'll speed it back up here. Gets in the wall. You see the smoke, but no car. Hoytsma way out of the throttle, but then the caution comes out. So it kind of worked in everybody's favor as far as that goes, because you don't want to be racing around a car you can't see. So Juan Jimenez losing connection for a brief moment. He's still in this race, or is he? Yes, he is. You see him pulling out of the pit light right now, but again, I'm not sure. Maybe he lost a lap. Maybe he didn't. Yeah, Derek Welch jumps into the YouTube chat. Juan lost connection. He is still in the session, so that's a plus. It was brief at best. Derek Welch trying to keep the broadcaster in the loop while he's trying to win a championship. Focus on your game there, Derek. He's doing a pretty good job of it so far. He's up to P3 here, late in stage number 2. Zach Millett in the stream chat. Nice to see some old school Atlanta. Yeah, it is fun. I don't know. I think I like both tracks, to be honest. This one's fun because there can be a lot of strategy with tire conservation, tire wear strategies. But again, the new Atlanta I like just because, well, it's, I hate to say it, it's a super speedway. It's a blast. Everybody's right up on their, right up on the wheel, front bumper, back bumper, the whole way around, the whole race more often than not, and it's just action packed. So it's, you got a little bit of both here with Atlanta Motor Speedway, depending on what layout you choose. Pace car lights are off. Getting ready to go back to the green flag. It'll be lap 47. When good old Barney waves it. Hoytsma, Anderson, Welch, Harris, and Gray, your top 5 as we come to green. Remember, Gray was upside down, crashing hard on that first caution. He's since got the repairs made, got the lucky dog, finds himself sitting there in a good
Green
spot.
flag.
Green flag waves. We're back underway. Car in the wall. 2 cars, 3 cars. Kraft is in it. Caution is out once again. You got the 28 of Ken Stocks. James Harris is in it as well. We saw Kraft backwards in the grass. Well, let's unpack this one. See what we can see here with Ken Stocks and family. Jimenez trying to look to the outside. Kraft trying to take a peek. Jimenez goes to the bottom, comes across the nose of Kraft. Contact is made, spins the 28, which then spins double out Joe Buck. Joe Buck? Joe Bennett. Why do I keep doing that? To the 18 of Harris gets collected as well. A little over-aggressive, I think, for Jimenez on the start. Get another look at it. 22 of Jimenez looking to the outside, coming to green. Contact. The 18 gets in the wall, spins the tires. Jimenez goes to the bottom here. I think he may have been trying to actually avoid the 18. I don't think that was trying to be overly aggressive on the restart. I'll take that one back. But yeah, the 18 spins the tires, gets into the wall. Kind of precipitated all that, it appears. With that, we're going to take another break. Step aside. We'll be back after this.
The great thing about youth sports, they give young people an opportunity to participate in something that is going to broaden them as people.
I think it's very amazing that Garza Law Firm has made a commitment to help the youth kids with playing different sports.
Guys like Marcos Garza that put their time into being able to help these kids live out a dream. It's made me who I am today.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to virtual Atlanta Motor Speedway, the Numb Thumbs Racing League ARCA Series season finale. Going to crown a champion here tonight. Things certainly getting interesting as we get ready to go back to green here. I think the pace car lights go off this time. Indeed they do. We are on the one to go. Restart with 52 laps will go on the board, and that puts us with about 9 remaining in the stage. Again, stage 2 comes to its completion. No, correction. Lap 65. I thought it was 60. So we've got 9, 5, 14 laps to complete it. Current top 5, it's Hoytsma, Anderson, Welch, Gray, Jimenez. Again, want to make a correction there. Jimenez effectively collecting a lot of cars in his moves to try to avoid the 18. He was looking further ahead, I think, than some other drivers. Saw the issue building with the 18 slipping and losing the tires on the restart. He kind of went to the inside, cut across the nose of Kraft, and then collected some other drivers in the meantime. Certainly not intentional, but it happens. Again, here, this track, this Atlanta Motor Speedway, the abrasive surface, tire wear, you can spin the tires on the restart. Let's see if they get away with it clean this time. Green flag waves are back underway. Everybody up to speed nice and clean. Hoytsma into 1 with the lead. Anderson, Welch, Jimenez short, your top 5. Watching the battle here with Derek Welch and Juan Jimenez, that would be for the 3rd position. But Vincent Short has closed in. He is back in the championship lead as he tucks back in behind Derek Welch. Short taking a look to the bottom into turn 3. Welch doing the same with Jimenez. Derek Welch, real loose off corner exit, slides up across the nose of Albert Anderson. No contact made, but you definitely heard him lift out of the throttle to avoid getting into the wall as he tries to track down the 22 once again. Vincent Short taking a look to the inside of Derek Welch into turn 3. Nothing doing just yet, but he's going to keep trying, make sure this pays off. Side by side through turns 1 and 2. Short's going to take the position, move the 15 up to P3. Hoytsma still with the lead. Juan Jimenez up to P2. Vince looking hard for second into turn 3. Breaks out of position. Gets to the bottom on the 22. Does he have the spot? Maybe. Jimenez way up top trying to build some momentum. It's a great way to defend. Carry that speed off the corner. Short's got to be careful here, not get too aggressive. Granted, we are near the end of the stage, so we can kind of play right now. We've had a couple of cautions, so tires in good shape. Jimenez still to the outside off turn 2. Nope, he clears him. Short up to the second spot here, lap 57. Hoytsma with the lead for now, but he had a little trouble off turn number 4. It's going to give Vincent Short, or maybe not. Battle for the lead here, 3 wide as he crossed the stripe. Contact with Jimenez. Hoytsma goes up top. Jimenez goes to the point. Vince Short keeps the second position. Hoytsma battling back in behind the 15 off turn number 2. That was a hairy moment. Don't need to see that. Again, Vincent Short's already burned that faster pair. Jimenez now out to a 0.7 of a second advantage over Vincent Short. Coming to lap 60. It's going to give us about 6 remaining to get to the end of stage 2. Derek Welch hanging tough there in the 3rd spot. Jason Kraft, though, he's making a move to look to the inside. He wants P3. Welch stays up on the top side. Kraft to the bottom. Another good recovery for the 23. Again, he got involved in a couple of wrecks already, but he's back up there challenging. Takes over the 3rd spot. Welch looking to cross over. Nothing doing there at the stripe. Kraft's going to keep P3. Welch back to 4th. The battle now between Hoytsma and Anderson. That's 5th and 6th. Business is picking up here at Atlanta Motor Speedway as we close in on the end of stage number 2. Anderson slides up the track a little, has to check up. Hoytsma there in the middle lane, the number 79, that yellow entry. Buick LeSabre, if you'd believe that. Hoytsma makes a move now. He's looking to take the spot from Derek Welch. This would be P4. And Hoytsma had the lead for a while. They all got close together. It was Short and Jimenez 3 wide, if I remember correctly. They're just about a handful of laps ago. Hoytsma now battling back, trying to work his way back towards the front here as we get towards the latter laps of stage number 2. Meanwhile, Vincent Short, 2nd spot, but Kraft is coming in a hurry. Curious to see if Vince is going to hold him off or just let him go. I know we're coming to the stage here. That's points, valuable points that Vince certainly wants to get. Derek Welch back in the 4th position. 2nd would be helpful. Hoytsma's in the wall off turn number 2. Scrapes it slightly, tucks back in behind Anderson. Keep an eye on Short and Kraft here. Jimenez likely to win this stage without a challenge. 2nd spot, though, definitely contended for. Jason Kraft in 3rd. 65 laps go up on the board. We wait for the yellow flag to wave. Caution is out. So Vincent Short's going to finish P2. Meanwhile, Jimenez wins stage number 2 as well. Jason Kraft was 3rd. Derek Welch, Albert Anderson, P5. Hoytsma, Gray, Bennett, Bowden, and Barish. That's your top 10. Then it's James Harris, Ken Stocks, Mark Collins. Ken Collins still not on the lead lap, but he may get that back this time. So Juan Jimenez, your stage winner here at stage number 2. As expected, drivers are going to roll down pit lane here and get much needed service. Of course, tires on the menu. Those of you interested in the race at Bristol, the Cup race currently, Chris Buescher, your leader. Kevin Harvick, Denny Hamlin, Cole Custer, Ross Chastain, the top 5. Then it's Kyle Larson, Chase Briscoe, Kyle Busch, Christopher Bell, Justin Haley. That is your current top 10 from Bristol Motor Speedway. Currently 214 of 500 laps down. Jimenez down and away, 8.6 second stop. That is a quick stop. Definitely not taking 4 tires. Vincent Shore, however, he definitely took 4 tires. We'll see how this pans out the rest of the way. Again, a 4-tire set over the wall. 4 sets of tires over the wall to be utilized tonight. With that, though, we will step aside once again, get a break out of the way, and we'll be back for the resumption of the race in stage number 3 from Atlanta Motor Speedway after this.
The great thing about youth sports, they give young people an opportunity to participate in something that is going to broaden them as people.
I think it's very amazing that Garza Law Firm has made a commitment to help the youth kids with playing different sports.
Guys like Marcos Garza that put their time into being able to help these kids live out a dream. It's made me who I am today.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Just about ready to go back underway here from Atlanta Motor Speedway. The Num Tums Racing League ARCA Series Championship. About to start stage number 3. In fact, the green flag waves right now. Juan Jimenez crosses the stripe. Kraft to the bottom with Vincent Short there. A good restart for the 23. He gets to the bottom of the 15 into turn number 1. Anderson may be following him on through. But no, Vincent Short powers back on the outside. Little wiggle off too, but he keeps it straight. Maintains the second spot down the back straightaway. Vincent Short going for the top spot here at lap 71. Jimenez up the racetrack into the loose stuff, right to the outside. Does he keep it off the wall? No, he's in the fence. Gets crossed up in front of Kraft. They crash through the infield grass, but they keep it under control, or do they? Caution still doesn't come out. Now it does. 72 laps, caution on the speedway after Jimenez gets into the fence trying to defend the lead, but Vincent Short takes away the top spot. Man, Barney held that flag for a long, long time. Let's get a look at it. Can you see Jimenez in the fence, just the right rear, and then finally it sucks in, but hard left across the nose of the 23 of Kraft. Both drivers spinning down through the infield grass. Jimenez straightens it out and hits the hammer and goes, but Kraft maybe on the throttle a little bit too soon, too hard. You see Gray in the 110 trying to avoid through the infield, but ultimately Kraft spinning at the front stretch there finally brings out the yellow flag. So Vincent Short retakes the top spot. I don't think he's had the top spot tonight, but he was a lap down early. Got some repairs made after getting into the wall on a restart. Got that lucky dog. Now he's back out front. Now Vince is going to pull down pit lane here. This is an interesting strategy. I don't know if I'd go for this. He's the only one really in that top 10 opting to hit pit lane. I don't know if this is the top off the tanks. Maybe he's got something figured out. I don't know if I agree with this, but nonetheless. Fuel only for the 15. He's down and away. Mark Collins comes in as well for maybe some of the same. Really, the only thing I can see this helping later, this may help him shorten up that pit stop later on. It's going to give the lead to Dave Hoytsma. We are going to step aside once again, get another break out of the way since we can with the caution, and we'll be back after this.
The great thing about youth sports, they give young people an opportunity to participate in something that is going to broaden them as people.
I think it's very amazing that Garza Law Firm has made a commitment to help the youth kids with playing different sports.
Guys like Marcos Garza that put their time into being able to help these kids live out a dream. It's made me who I am today.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Back to Atlanta Motor Speedway, green flag waves. Hoytsma in the throttle. We're back underway. Lap 76, Hoytsma, Anderson, double out Joe Bennett, Derek Welch, Joe Bowden up the top 5. Vince Short restarted in the 9th position. We'll see where he can get back towards the front. Just an opportunity to top off the tanks. He's got a fast race car, as long as he can keep that thing clean and out of trouble with no more fast repair. Correction, they do have 2 fast repairs, so he has used just the 1 at this point. Anderson took a look off turn number 2. Hoytsma maintains the top spot. Joe Bennett there in 3rd, Derek Welch 4th, Harris 5th. Anderson looks in pretty strong there, goes to the bottom, power move on the 79 through turns 3 and 4. Can he make it stick? Has to check up a little bit. Rear end getting a little sideways off corner exit. Anderson giving it another shot through turns 1 and 2, all the way to the bottom where Hoytsma's up top. Might get a run to defend the spot. Down the back straightaway. Still side by side is Hoytsma and Anderson. Anderson tucks back in behind, nothing doing there, but Joe Bennett closing in on the back bumper of Anderson as well. Derek Welch looking to join this battle also. Meanwhile, Vincent Short up a few spots since the restart from 9th to 6th. Anderson looks to the bottom again. Hoytsma way up top. Again, this still allowing the 0-0 of Bennett to close in and become part of this battle. Anderson still can't complete the pass, though. Down on the bottom. We'll see if he can make it stick off turn number 2. Still not clear. Hoytsma battles back with the run off of turn number 2. Down the backstretch. Anderson may tuck back in again, at least across the nose of the 0-0. Bennett had to lift there. You heard him get up off the throttle just a bit. Keep it off the wall in turn number 4. Bennett battling now with Derek Welch for position. Welch was side by side with the 0-0 for a moment. Tucks back in behind. Welch running in the 4th spot. Now Vincent Short up to P5. He's going to start to close in on these guys too if they continue to battle. He's still a ways back, about 2 seconds or so from that lead draft, or that lead group per se. I wouldn't necessarily call it a draft, but you get the point. Hoytsma still out front. Anderson P2, Bennett 3rd, Welch 4th, Vincent Short 5th. Welch taking another look to the inside of the 0-0. Welch and Bennett kind of switch lanes here. Welch up top now. He's got some momentum, but here comes Jimenez around Vincent Short, possibly. Looks like Jimenez took an opportunity to take tires on that pit stop. Lap 73, same as Vincent Short. So again, Vince might be well to do just to let Jimenez go, because I don't think they're done pitting for the day. Welch's car's coming to him, though. He's starting to work his way towards the front. Closed down the gap to Anderson relatively quickly. Looks left, looks right. Now tucks back in behind Albert Anderson for the second spot. Hoytsma's loving this in his rearview mirror. Welch goes to the bottom. Anderson back to P3. Welch up to P2. Welch has to go. He's got to get up there and lead some laps. He's got to get the nose of that Numb Thumbs Gaming Chevrolet in the wind out in front. He's got to hope for some bad luck out of Vincent Short, and definitely wants to take the checkered flag here at a minimum. First place pays the most points. If you can do the best that you can, then it's all up to Vince to not mess it up. Short under pressure now. Mark Collins in the 7th spot coming. Also pit the same time as Short. Again, Short did not take tires on that stop, a 5-second stop. Looks like maybe Mark Collins possibly took right sides only, about 11 seconds in the pit box for the 45. So he did seem to close the gap quickly on the 15 and looks to the outside for the position. Nothing doing just yet. But give it a lap or so, and I think Collins may have this from Vincent Short. Last thing that Vince wants to see is him losing spots. It continues, though, here at lap 87 from Atlanta Motor Speedway. Continue to watch this battle. Collins going topside, trying to get the momentum, get a run on the 15 of Vince Short. Across the stripe, Short still has the spot. Up front, though, Hoytsma under pressure from Derek Welch. Welch going topside. He's trying to take the lead. Lap 88 off turn number 2. Derek Welch, does he have him clear? If he doesn't now, he may into turn number 3. He does. Derek Welch to the point. New leader here, lap 88. It is the 1 to P1. Derek Welch out in front, trying everything he's got in his bag of tricks to try and lock up this championship. Came in 9 points to the rear of Vincent Short, doing all that he can, doing all that is required to win this championship here tonight, putting all the pressure on Vincent Short. Meanwhile, Mark Collins just now completing the pass on Vincent Short. That's going to move Vince back to P7. Collins now P6. Vince is just going to have to run this out. Hope for another caution, maybe bolt on a set of tires or chance it with fresh rubber on the green flag stop. Again, I'm not 100% sure how far a tank will take them. Come into tonight with a 70% fuel load, so I'm almost certain they're going to need to stop. Got Big Dog Gaming in the YouTube chat. Yeah, Numb Thumbs Gaming, let's go. Cheering on NTG Machine and Derek Welch out front. See, Patrick Davis was cheering on Vince, Eddie Rose as well. Guys, thanks for chiming in, watching the stream, and interacting in the chat. Always a plus. Meanwhile, another second place runner, it's Juan Jimenez, just will not go away Juan was a winner at stage number 2, had his share of issues throughout the race, got caught up in a restart crash, avoiding the 18, and then things went to hell in a handbasket after that. But Jimenez back on the charge, working his way through this field up to P2, closing the gap on Derek Welch. Last time by, 1/10 of a second faster than our current leader, and he is cutting into that lead significantly as they approach lap number 93. Down the back straightaway once again, Derek Welch still with the top spot. 22 closing in about 3 car lengths behind. Still running faster laps, but just not quite enough to make the move to go around the 1, or just setting him up for the perfect opportunity to take that position away. Maybe the 22 is lying in wait. Update from Bristol Motor Speedway, the Cup Series, lap 259 on the board, past halfway, under caution. Getting ready to go back to a restart as well. Current top 5 at Bristol, it is Christopher Bell, Chase Elliott, William Byron, Kevin Harvick, and Kyle Larson. Again, lap 260, just back to the green flag. Derek Welch doing a good job staying out in front of Juan Jimenez. He's certainly keeping that deficit to about 2 or 3 car lengths every lap. Meanwhile, Vincent Short has slipped all the way back into the 8th position. I questioned his motives taking the time to pit that soon after the initial restart in the stage, but he took fuel only. It seems like those behind him that opted for tires have gone off and run away from Vince Short. The advantage is if Vince gets an opportunity to pit later, he should have fresher tires than the rest of the bunch. Mark Collins closing in on Jason Kraft. Kraft's had his share of struggles. Kraft maybe going to them. Sorry, Collins in the pit lane here. This might be his first green flag stop of the evening. Mark Collins down pit road. Collins in the box, right side's going in the air. Four tires and fuel for the 45. He is down and away. Likely to be his last stop of the race. Well, out front, Welch still maintains that top spot over Juan Jimenez. It's down to about 1, maybe 2 car lengths as they get into turn number 3. Jimenez drives it deep into the corner. That's going to benefit Welch on corner exit. Again, he's backing up that entry a little bit, gets the power down sooner than the 22 can, gives him a nice run to the finish line. Double-out Joe Bennett also in the pit lane. It's going to move Vincent Short up into the top 5. This strategy may cycle through effectively for the 15 as he tries to chase the championship here tonight. Comes in as the leader. Was 4 points ahead of Joe Robert. Joe not able to make the race, so he is a non-factor, but 9 points ahead of Derek Welch. Welch continues to lead this race. I think Vince is still okay in the position that he is at. Not 100% sure on the point structure, but if it's the standard, I think he's in good shape. Wow, Derek Welch still holding off to 22. Both drivers running almost identical lap times. Derek Welch last time by a 34:13. Jimenez a 34:15. It's just they're running these laps differently from one another. Again, you see it once again through 3 and 4. Welch backs the corner up considerably where Jimenez drives it in deep. It's preferred exit for the 1, but Jimenez a good run off the corner into turn 1. He's right there. It was a car length. Now you see Jimenez backing up the corner quite a bit. He's also got Richard Gray to the bottom, though not a contender for position in this case. He is on fresher tires. Dave Hoytsma, Ken Stocks also in the pit lane. So move Vincent Short up to the 4th position. Welch still with the top spot over the 22. .26 laps to go from Atlanta Motor Speedway. Derek Welch still your leader. Juan Jimenez is second. James Bowden third, but he has made his opportunity to pit. Everybody else taking this time. The only ones on the racetrack with the older tires currently your top two. It is Welch and Jimenez, and they stay on the racetrack another time by. Everybody has pit except for those two. James Bowden in the pit lane right now, finishing up his service. 4 tires and fuel for the 53. He is down and away. Now it's just a matter of how much difference will these fresher tires for the rest of the field matter. Derek Welch and Juan Jimenez will need to see pit lane at least once before this one comes to its end. Only 2 cars on the lead lap presently are Welch and Jimenez. That will change and cycle through if they can make it down to pit lane to get their service. But caution comes out. It changes everything. That's going to put Joe Bennett back on the lead lap, so the top 3 would be on the lead lap, but then Mark Collins, Vincent Short, Albert Anderson, and everybody else from there on down would be a lap down to the leaders. Meanwhile, from Bristol, Kyle Busch involved in an incident, lap 273. He is out of the race. Here comes Derek Welch off the racetrack, down for his pit. Let's see if he can get her woed down in time. Almost gets the right sides in the grass. Man, he was heavy on the brakes on that pit entry. Hopefully he did not get caught by the speed police. If he doesn't, he got all he could possibly get on pit entry there. Nicely done if he gets through this one scot-free. Derek Welch in the box, nice and clean. Right side tires go in the air. 4 tires and fuel for the Numb Thumbs Gaming Impala. Last stop of the day comes with 23 laps to go. Jack is about to drop, and he's down and away. No penalty for the 1 of Derek Welch. Good stop for the 1 as he is back down and away. Joe Bennett has taken over the new lead. He has completed his stop just a few laps ago. Mark Collins, Derek Welch, Juan Jimenez, Vincent Short, your current top 5. Some really fast stops, Derek Welch and Juan Jimenez. Now you look at the tire life difference between them. Vincent Short pit lap 103, Derek Welch lap 107. I know we're only talking 4 laps, but it could matter later on in this event. Short now running in the 3rd position, handily with the championship lead. 21 laps to go as Joe Bennett crosses the stripe. Bennett pit at lap 99, Collins lap 97, and then we said Short and Welch 103, 107 respectively, and then Juan Jimenez lap 107, who has shown some pretty good speed here throughout the afternoon. Watch the battle here for the 3rd spot. Welch trying to take it away from championship contender Vincent Short. Juan Jimenez may follow the one through. Slides up the track a little bit, stays off of the left side of Short, but it was close. 22 way out of the throttle, knows that these two are battling for a championship. Now, the one thing that would change all of this, and we all know what it is, it's a yellow flag. I don't expect it, but it is certainly possible. Anything can happen. And I know for certain, I think Vince Short has an extra set of tires still over the wall. I'm not 100% sure about Derek Welch. Almost got to wonder if you take that opportunity to pit. Do you take that opportunity to pit late in the race if you get a caution, knowing you got fresh tires over the wall here at a place that is abrasive as Atlanta Motor Speedway is? Vincent Short hanging there in the 5th position. Derek Welch now 3rd. Jimenez has gone into the 4th spot. That increases the gap between the 15 and the 1. Again, it was a 9-point deficit coming into tonight. Both Vince and Derek Welch have led laps tonight, so that kind of evens it up in that department. But out front, all by his lonesome, it is the 00 of Double Aught Joe Bennett, 5.26 seconds ahead of 2nd place Mark Collins. And both drivers on relatively similar tire strategies, 2 laps between the two of them. And then it's another, 5.8 seconds back to Derek Welch, 7 seconds to Juan Jimenez, 8 seconds back to Vincent Short. So looking pretty good here. 16 to go for Joe Bennett. His last lap time of 33.51. Derek Welch's last time of 32.42. So significantly faster. Oof, it's going to be close. That's about a full second, 16 to go. I have a feeling that Derek Welch is definitely going to catch Joe Bennett. Don't know if he's going to be able to make that pass as we come to 15 laps to go, but at a second and a lap faster, he's only 4 seconds behind. It will not be long before Joe Bennett has a mirror full of that Numb Thumbs Gaming Chevrolet. James Harris on the pit lane. Again, Derek Welch's deficit now 3.75 seconds. Closing in fast. Short hangs tough in the 5th position. Vincent Short still in the 5th spot. You got Dave Hoitzma there in behind. Hoitzma not a contender here. He's a lap down. Led some laps early, but closing in the back of the 15. Vince can certainly let him slide on by if need be. It's not going to hurt him in the points. Albert Anderson, however, he is the next contender, full 6.2 seconds behind Vincent Short. I think even if Derek wins this, I think he still is in good shape. Again, not confirmed. We'll have to get official word from race admins post-race. Joe Bennett still in his own zip code, but it is about to be joined by Derek Welch. 1.4 seconds with 11 laps to go. Derek certainly closing in fast. Again, last pit stop for Joe Bennett, lap 99. Last stop for Derek Welch was 1:07. I know it's only 8 laps, but a place like Atlanta Motor Speedway, it absolutely makes a difference. Welch coming in hot and heavy into turn 3. He is there. Less than a second off the back bumper of the 00. Coming to 10 laps to go. Can Joe Bennett hold off the 1, take the checkered flag? Or Derek Welch do all that he needs to do to try and win this championship and take the checkered flag here tonight at Atlanta? 10 laps, we're going to find out. Deficit now 0.3 of a second through turns 3 and 4. Derek Welch, he is there. Looking to the bottom off turn number 4. Will he have the position at the stripe? Bennett's going to lead this one. 9 laps to go. Not for long, though. Derek Welch drops to the bottom in turn number 1 for the lead. The 1 goes back to the front. Derek Welch, your new leader. Bennett drops to the bottom, trying to cross over, but just not enough grip to get it done. Down the back straightaway, 8.5 laps to go. Derek Welch out front. Vincent Short applying pressure to the 22 once again, trying to get at least one more spot. Every position matters. Again, points were awfully close coming into tonight. It was 9 points between Welch and Short. He's got a couple of positions just in front of him. It's Jimenez and Mark Collins. If he could get by them, it would absolutely make a difference. 7.5 to go. Short right to the back bumper, looks to the bottom in 3. Jimenez is kind of blocked by the 45 of Collins. Collins slides up into the wall. He's in the fence. Jimenez and Short alike are going to go by. We have 7 laps to go. Derek Welch continues to lead this race. Hoitzma in the picture as well. Again, not a lead lap car, but there in spirit, I guess you could say. Kind of a buffer between Vincent Short and Mark Collins. Vince is going to need to hustle to catch back to the 22 once again, but maybe he's in a position he doesn't need to worry about it. Again, it's hard to say. Coming to 6 laps to go. Welch coming to the lap car of the 110 machine of gray. Catches him in a real bad spot. Costs the 1 machine some time. Off the turn 2, down the backstretch into 3. Welch back in it. Certainly probably was not happy with the location on track of the 110 of Richard Gray. Almost gets into the double zero of Joe Bennett there off turn number 4. Derek Welch crosses the stripe. Hefty lead in hand, 1.6 seconds over Joe Bennett. Less than 4 laps to go. Top 5, Derek Welch, Joe Bennett, Juan Jimenez, Vincent Short, P4. Mark Collins is 5th. The rest, 6th, 7th, and 8th. Your lead lap cars, that would be James Bowden and Albert Anderson. Tom Barish would be 8th. Lap down cars, Ken Stocks, Jason Kraft, Dave Hoitzma, Richard Gray, James Harris. Back to P13. Welch just needs 3 more clean laps. Get the Numb Thumbs Gaming Chevrolet to the checkered flag. Again, he's done all he's needed to do tonight. Worked his way towards the front. Led some laps. Now he's leading once again in contention here to win this race. Putting all the pressure on Vincent Short to do all that he can to finish close enough behind Welch to take home the championship. 2 laps to go. Short now roughly all by himself. Jimenez has checked out from him significantly. Hoitzma has gone by as well, but that's not a spot. White flag in the air last time around for Derek Welch. He started from the rear of the field, couldn't qualify tonight. That was a penalty he had to serve, but it doesn't seem to make any difference at this point. Off turn number 2, out of the throttle, almost gets it into the fence. It's okay, he's got room to work with. Into turn number 3, again for the final time. Derek Welch is going to wrap up the season with a win here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Slowly working his way off turn number 4. He sees the checkered flag, and he is going to win at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Checkered flag in the air. Derek Welch, your winner. Joe Bennett finishes P2. Juan Jimenez was 3rd, and Vincent Short finishes his season in the 4th position. Again, I think that will be enough to lock up the title. I'll have to await official confirmation here. Derek Welch celebrating here on the front stretch. With that, though, we're going to step aside here, get a quick break out of the way, hopefully get our top 3, maybe even our champion into the booth here for interviews. Stay with us, folks. Don't go anywhere.
The great thing about youth sports, they give young people an opportunity to participate in something that is going to broaden them as people.
I think it's very amazing that Garza Law Firm has made a commitment to help the youth kids with playing different sports.
Guys like Marcos Garza that put their time into being able to help these kids live out a dream. It's made me who I am today.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Atlanta Motor Speedway, the Numb Thumbs Racing League season finale. Okay, so we're just trying to get straightened out here. We thought we had a tie here at the end. We may have, but it does appear that Derek Welch is your champion, including the race winner. We're going to try and pull Derek Welch into the broadcast booth. We're going to do that right now. Derek and Steve in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Derek, congratulations first and foremost on the victory and also the championship. Congratulations. You started from the rear.
No, I don't have the championship. So I got the results.
Oh, okay. Just kidding.
Yeah, just kidding. I'm sorry. I should have been more.
That's all right. Well, you won the race, so let's talk about that anyway. We'll pull you back up here when we get to the rest of these guys. But tell us about how you worked your way through this field. You had to start from the back, from the penalty, and then just powered your way through here and then led the last portion of this race. How'd you do it?
Well, first off the race, I couldn't get a car. I couldn't figure out the track. I couldn't figure out the car. So the first stage was basically me testing the tires, see what I can do with the tires. So I didn't get much practice time. So I kind of figured out in the first stage what I can do. So I brought that in the second stage, and I started making some moves, getting to the front, and with the long run at the end right there, that really benefited me. So car really came to me at the end right there. The tires were staying under my car, so that gave me the. I mean, I felt fast the entire run. So yeah, it was a great win for us today.
Well, nicely done nonetheless. I know we still got to try and figure out who locked up this championship. We look forward to that. In the meantime, we're going to get Double Out Joe Bennett up in here as well. Juan was up in the green room for a moment. If you can track him down and send him our way, we'd appreciate it. But we're going to let you go again. Before we do, though, anybody you need to thank before you get on to figuring out this championship?
Numb Thumbs Gaming, DEP Graphics, everybody in the league. So this season, it's been great, and I do thank you, Steve, for covering our races. You've done an amazing job, and hopefully we find a way to work with you again in the future, bro.
Certainly looking forward to it, man. Thanks for the kind words. It's been a pleasure. It's been fun to watch, fun to call, and again, I hope we can do it again in the future.
All right.
It's Derek Welch, your race winner here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Next, we're going to go to Double Out Joe Bennett. Bring him into the broadcast booth. Joe, it's Steve in the HBR TV booth. You got a copy?
I got you loud and clear.
All right, Joe, congratulations on P2, man. I thought you had a win locked up there, but man, did Derek Welch just run you down. Either way, a solid finish, a good way to finish out the season. Tell us about your race and what strategies you may have worked to get you up in that front top three.
Yeah, I haven't raced Old Atlanta in quite a while, man. It was definitely a task. I had to get a little bit of practice. I didn't get much practice, maybe like 20 laps. But yeah, like DW said, I used the first stage kind of to feel out my tires and see what I could do. Second stage, I was trying to manage my tires for the last big run, and I just right there at the end, I was like, okay, they're probably not going to pit till a little bit later, so I pitted a little early. Thought I could get out there a little bit further than I did, and yep, DW tracked me down and gave me the old slipstream.
Well, again, it was a valiant effort, a great run nonetheless, Joe. Good to see, fun to watch you guys all season long. It's a shame it's done already, but it was a good one to watch. Congratulations on P2. We're going to let you get out of here and move on to the rest of our top three and then our champion. But before we do, is there anybody that you need to thank?
Yeah, first want to thank, Derek for everything at NTG. Want to thank you, Steve, and HBR TV for doing a great job this season. And all the drivers, man, it was a great season. It wasn't too bad, but it's definitely fun. I loved it.
Well, again, I appreciate the kind words, Joe. Look forward to being with you guys again in the future at some point. Hopefully we can make this thing work.
Hey, yes, sir. You have a good one.
Thanks for talking to us, Joe. Take care. It was Joe Bennett, your second place finisher here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Next, we're going to pull Juan Jimenez and get a word with our third place finisher. Juan, it's Steve in the HBR TV broadcast booth. You got a good copy?
Loud and clear.
All right, Juan, congratulations on P3. I'm sure it's not what you wanted. I think you started this thing on the pole position. You led a bunch of laps. You were very strong throughout the course of the race. Tell us about your race, some strategies, and was there anything you could have done differently that might have yielded a victory tonight?
I mean, I was, I think I ran that race about as good as it was going to get. By the end of that stage one, we were just trying to see how good our car was, what we could do with it to see what we could do at the end of the race. But the focus this week was on getting Derek that championship and doing everything we could to make that happen. Came up just short. But yeah, it was just strategizing to make sure he was on the lead. He kept the lead. He led as much as possible. And it's sad we couldn't quite bring it home, but it was a hell of a job from the NTR racing team.
You guys certainly did everything that you had to do. Derek led some laps. He won the race. You finished ahead of Vincent Short. It was just, again, we talk about points. It was a tie, really, at the end, and we needed the tiebreaker to decide it. So you guys did everything you were supposed to. Nicely done, nonetheless. Tough break. You couldn't be right up there with a Derek Welch 1-2, but either way, it was a good race to watch, even with some smaller numbers here with the cars. But you guys did a great job. It was fun to see.
Yeah, I hope we had some good moments up for the broadcast. I know when we went 3 wide for the lead lap, I think around 60. That must have looked pretty good. So.
I'll be honest, I about spilled my beer all over myself. It was bad. I do have to ask, though, coming to green, there was a restart. I think it was the 18 of James Harris, got in the fence. Then maybe some evasive action on your part. You crossed over Jason Kraft, and we had a big melee at the start-finish line. Walk us through it from your perspective. What exactly happened there?
Oh, it was just a lot of chaos. It was, I don't know if it was my fault. I'm going to go look at it with replay. But we just had the 18, I think, hit the wall, and it was all big checkup, trying not to get hit from behind, not to hit anybody to my left, not to hit the person on the wall, obviously. And yeah, I guess just misjudged that and ended up hitting the person to my inside. So unfortunate that we caused an accident there.
Well, at first, I'll be honest, I threw you under the bus because it looked like you were just being overly aggressive, but I never saw the 18 car getting in the wall up ahead, so I did retract it on air, so don't come back and kill me. We're okay.
No, I get it. It's definitely been a learning curve. I've only been on iRacing about a year, so I've definitely made some bonehead moves even on this very NTR league. But I've definitely spent the last 6 months trying to get better, trying to make sure I'm not causing any accidents that I'm not supposed to, and just making sure that I've got a clean car at the end of the race. So I get that, but I think it was more just a lot of chaos from everybody being out of control.
Well, very good. Either way, only a year or so on iRacing. You certainly went out there and impressed tonight. Good job. Good luck going forward. Hope to see you at one of these things down the road. It's been a pleasure broadcasting for this league. I hope to do it again.
Thank you very much, Steve.
Juan, we're going to let you go. Before we do, anybody else that you want to thank?
Yeah, of course. I got to shout out the team at NTR Racing. They've supported me from day one, and it's been incredible to see this league grow from just an idea to having 3 extremely successful leagues. Some of the best racing I've seen on iRacing. I'm running 3 leagues a week for them. Like, that's got to tell you the quality of racing we have here. So obviously I gotta thank my team owner Derek Welch. Again, did everything I had, left it out all on the track for him. Just really wanted him to get that championship. We came up just short, but it's been a great season. It's been a great time with him, and it's been great. And then of course I gotta thank person who made this wonderful 22 paint scheme. It's Daniel from DEP Graphics. Makes incredible paint schemes. You're gonna see them also in the next gen league. So just got to be incredibly thankful to my sponsors, to everybody who supported me, and to the rest of my team.
Juan, if you could direct message me a picture of that car post-race, because it did not load into the broadcast side. I don't know if we missed something on your end, but it is a basic paint from iRacing. So if you've got something to send me, please do, and I'll make sure we post it up later on.
Oh, no, that might be because of the update. I'll send you something.
Well, either way, good job, man. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Too. That was Juan Jimenez. Good interview. Good to talk to the third place finisher. But last but not least, we're going to go to our champion, Vincent Short. It is confirmed. Vincent has won the title, not by points. It was effectively a tie between himself and Derek Welch, the race winner. Tie had to be broken by number of wins, and that did go to Vincent Short. So, Vince, it's Steve in the broadcast booth. Do you got a copy? Champion.
That sounds good. I'm still gauze wrapping the bullet wound in my leg from shooting myself in the leg on that restart. I thought I cost myself right there.
We saw it happen, but luckily for you, it was early enough on that you were able to get back. I know you lost the spot on that first stage. You weren't able to get the lucky dog in stage 1, but the caution came out in stage 2, about lap 45. You got back in the lead lap and really never looked back from there. Tell us about the strategies coming into tonight. Did they vary once things changed, once you got in the wall, or did you just kind of stick to it?
Up to going into the wall, I was pretty pleasantly happy with top 5 and just staying there and not pushing there for a while. Me and Juan went hard for a while, and then I backed off and was just trying to ride around, and then completely forgot about the restart. I started second gear and just goosed it too much, but what cost me was when I let off the gas and it just jerked around. I'm like, oh no.
You saw you hit the pit road pretty much right away after that. Did you have required repairs to be done, or does the car just driving that terrible, or both?
Yeah, my front right was shot, so I had very little steering. I was lucky to get back to the pits. I actually luckily remembered to turn everything off except for the quick repair and just hang on and stay on just one lap down long enough to get that next yellow.
Well, Vince, it's been a great season. I know we haven't been able to cover all of the races in this particular ARCA League for scheduling conflicts on my end and things like that, but it's been a fun one to watch between yourself and Derek Welch. You can't ask for anything more on our perspective. The guy that wins the race finishes tied in points for the guy that wins the championship. You get it just based on the wins. You can't ask for anything more than that, because at the end of the day, they're still going to call you the champion.
It couldn't have ended any other different way. Me and Derek have been, lately, it's probably the last couple of weeks, really going head-to-head between Next Gen and ARCA races. So, I want to thank Derek, Dumb Thumbs Racing. Those guys are, just really good, pleasant racers. It's a pleasant room to race in. We had a lot of fun. Just overall, have a big ton of respect for Derek and his group.
Well, Derek's certainly been a good one to work with. Obviously, we go through this HBR TV to HBR Howler Boys Racing. We know you quite well, Vince, so we're certainly proud of you here at the broadcast side of things. Congratulations on the championship. I'm sure you've got a long list of people that you want to thank, so let's hear it.
First and foremost, you know how it works. I got to thank my wife, Nikki. She's supported me from day one. Extremely excited right now. I've worked really hard to get to where I'm at here and finally win one of these championships. Hopefully that luck carries over into the next gens. Track Bar Media, my main sponsor. Two Blessings Thrift Store. John Belando and 5-6 Graphics for getting this quick wrap paint job for this race after the updates. Truly appreciate it. It was a sharp paint job. I really enjoyed it. I'm so excited right now. I don't know what to think. My granddaughters, Kira, Raylyn, and Amari. My daughters, Ashley, Raylee, and Shelby. My whole family, Kyle and Landon. My brother and my nephew. My sister, Jessie. My mom, Janet. Dennis and Charmaine. My thoughts are with my stepdad, Dennis. He's fighting prostate cancer right now. The Howler Boys Racing Team, man. They are the bomb. Obviously, you guys at the broadcast, HBR TV, top notch, best broadcast around, bar none. Thank you to everybody.
Well, I think you did it well there. No list, no prep. It's bad luck to do that stuff ahead of time, so it worked out for you. Congratulations, Vince. From me personally here at HBR TV and everybody else, nice job, man.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
That was Vince Short, your champion here tonight at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Driver the number 15 Track Bar Media Chevrolet. Locked it up tonight. Again, this has just been, it's a first for us here at HBR TV, without a doubt. A tie when it comes to the final race of the season. Comes down to the tiebreaker between how many wins did each driver have, and it just so happened that Vincent Short had more than Derek. It wasn't by a lot. It was certainly close. These guys have been neck and neck all season long. It's been a battle from the drop of the first green flag right down to the checkered flag here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. It's certainly been one to watch. Let's take a look at our official race results. Of course, we talked to our top three: Derek Welch, Double Lot Joe Bennett, and Juan Jimenez. Vincent Short finished P4. One more spot, and he would not have won this championship. So he finished exactly where he needed to be, within a few positions of Derek Welch. Locks this championship up with a fourth place finish here at Atlanta. James Bowden finishes fifth. Mark Collins was sixth. Seventh went to Albert Anderson, who showed some speed early on. In fact, I think he may have had our fastest lap of the race. We have to go back and verify that. Tom Barish was eighth. Ken Stocks was ninth. Dave Hoytsma led some laps, finished in the 10th spot. Richard Gray was 11th. Jason Kraft finished 12th. James Harris was 13th. Joe Robert ended up not being able to take the green flag. He finished last, 130 laps down. Did not start here tonight. That is your race results here at the Num Thumbs Racing League season finale from Atlanta Motor Speedway. I do need to ask, if you haven't already done so, like, follow, share, subscribe. Facebook.com/HBRTV1. Also, same handle over on the YouTube side of things. We dual stream to both platforms at the same time. HBRTV1 on YouTube. Turn on the notifications. That's the most important part, so you don't miss a minute of the action. We do not do a ton of social media posting throughout the week. Chances are, if you see something pop up on Facebook, it's going to be a live stream schedule, a live video event, something of that nature. We're not posting memes like crazy. There might be a few here and there, but we're not going to blow up your phone with a million notifications. So go ahead and turn it on. We're not going to bother you. The only time you'll see it is when you need to be tuned in to HBR TV for some live racing action here at iRacing. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Mondays, we've got the Lone Star Racing Sports Car Series every Monday night. Tuesdays, of course, it's the Superior Class Auto Racing Premier Series. We're off this week, so nothing to worry about there. Wednesday nights, we've got the Old Farts Sim Racing League. It's a funny name, but these guys are fast. It's the Concrete Floors Company Next Gen Cup Series. They run on Wednesday nights. Thursdays, it's the Lone Star Racing Truck Series. We do Lone Star twice a week, 2 different cars. Saturdays have been, of course, reserved for the Num Thumbs Racing League, so that's going to go away for a while until we can work something out in the future. But I have to say, from the bottom of my heart, Derek Welch, thank you for letting us be a part of this. It has been a blast, certainly a fun one to call. And just a word to the wise, going into the winter months, I'm home a whole lot more than I am during the summer. So in case you're looking for a guy that's a little bit more reliable, these months, I'm still your guy. Give us a shout, hit us up. If not, it's been a pleasure. I do appreciate it. We look forward to it in the future if we can make it happen. That's going to do it for us here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. From myself, Steve Singer at HBR TV, congratulations to Derek Welch winning this race. Unfortunately, coming up just a bit short, so congratulations to Vincent Short winning the championship, the Num Thumbs Racing League ARCA Series. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for tuning in all season long. Check us out throughout the rest of the week, and thanks for watching tonight, guys. Have a good night.